never mind.
Oh God, wait,
What?
he's back. He's back.
What were you gonna say, fuckers?
Oh, nothing.
We're gonna talk about Logan, but we'll save that for later.
Fucking love Logan, bruh.
Logan was so good, so good.
So good.
That chick is such a badass.
Little Mexican girl.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did I tell you my story of how that movie was complete ruin for me when I went to go see John Wick 2?
What do you mean?
What?
Oh, because you saw the trailer on accident?
It ruined the first 15 minutes of John Wick because I couldn't stop thinking about it. It's like,
Dude, yeah, I think I remember telling you when you told me that story. Like, the first trailer that they released just showed that there's a girl that he's taking care of, and you're just like, oh man, this looks epic. And then the next trailer that came out, I was like, oh, okay, let's check out this new trailer. And then she whips out the closet. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
all right, well,
Why would you show us that when the first trailer was so good?
I know.
Yeah, I wish I didn't know that too. Yeah, but like you both have seen it, right? Yeah. So the big spoiler wasn't spoiled for me, which was cool, which was refreshing.
Which was what?
Which was Professor X and Wolverine dying. Yeah, that's.
Oh.
I didn't know that happened. So that was cool.
Dude, if you knew that was gonna happen, like, there would be no point in watching.
Exactly. Yeah.
It would just suck.
It's like another point to not watch.
All right.
Wait, so you wanted them to die?
You ready?
Yeah.
You ready for this?
I'm ready.
You ready, bitch? You ready?
Yeah.
I'm gonna rape you, bitch. You ready?
That sounds too creepy with the mic. I don't know why.
All right. My initial thoughts. This episode was fucking awesome. Maybe the best of the season. I don't know how many times I've said that this season, but definitely, like, a lot of good moments where not a lot happened, but a lot of story moved in like an incredibly future opening direction, right? Just a lot of shit is like ready to happen.
Yeah.
So
I can't agree
awesome.
with you more, Sonny. Might be my favorite of the season, which is hard to say after episode 4. Didn't think anything could top that episode. Like you mentioned, there's so many good scenes in this episode. Each scene is dripping with character history and crossing of characters. I ate up every single scene, and I don't want to repeat myself when we go scene by scene, but every scene was awesome. I can't think of one scene that I did not like. I was nerding out the whole episode. Jason, what about you?
Yeah, I definitely liked it. I don't know if I'd call it my favorite, just because I'm a sucker for that last scene in the last episode. It was just so crazy and epic. But no, I agree with you. It's definitely like the most information-filled episode, maybe of all the Game of Thrones. Every scene, like you said, Akash, is like there's something, like a little thing that you can pull out of it, whether it was in the dialogue or just you just nerding out and just understanding what the situation means, which we'll get into later. But yeah, no, I really liked it. I mean, they're doing a great job so far this season. It just, I don't know. I feel like in most seasons at this point, it starts to slow down a little bit, and then it builds to that amazing episode 9, and then episode 10 is that resolution that you want all season. And I feel like this season they're just kind of like pushing more and more and more, and every episode has like a huge memorable moment, which again we'll get into later. But yeah, I loved it.
Yeah, just an off comment here. I've been seeing a lot of negative reviews and impressions on this last episode, which I don't understand online. So. Just
Why?
some negativity out there. I don't agree with any of what they're saying.
What are they saying?
Haters gonna hate.
Haters gonna hate, But just talking about pacing and it just moved the plot along, etc., etc. But I mean, people always find a reason to hate on Game of Thrones. So
should we dive in?
Yeah, let's go. Let's dive in.
Opening scene. We finally get to see who saved Jaime and whether he lives or not. And in case it wasn't obvious, it was Bronn.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. That was obvious.
Yeah, completely. I mean, did you guys think they needed that cliffhanger last episode where he just seems to show up at the end of a lake? I don't know why they had the cliffhanger last episode when there's open up this episode with showing that Jaime's alive,
Yeah, I think they just, you want to end the show on a bang, and there was already so much that it's like the only thing more threatening to you as an audience member than seeing dragons roast people alive is one of the main characters who have somehow survived this long, potentially dying. So I think that they just needed to keep us hanging, and they did a pretty good job.
Yeah.
One thing I noticed about this scene, and it seems to have been like this is like the third time it's kind of occurred, is that it seems the relationship between Bronn and Jaime is deteriorating. Like that might be too strong a word.
Purely,
I would say that. Yeah.
But I don't know. I never got the maybe I'm like looking with at the previous seasons with rose-tinted glasses, but I'm surprised to see Bronn bring up like money so much this season. You know,
right.
like the first time we see him. Actually, I don't know about the first time we see him, but the beginning of last episode, right? He's talking about, hey, you're paying me my gold, and I want a castle, right? And then the minute he pulls him out, he's like, this is the second time I saved your life, but all bets are off the next time it comes to a dragon, right?
But I don't know. I think that's just Bronn and his relationship with the Lannisters. Because look at Tyrion. I mean, they became like good friends, and he was grubbing for more money from Tyrion, and he wanted more money, and everything was about the money for Bronn. So I think that's just kind of his character, and I'll probably give him like a, Han Solo type moment where he's gonna, do it for his own good or do it for his own love. But I think that's just him. I wouldn't say like the relationships deteriorate. I think we just saw what the relationship is. It's about money, and he's not going to put his life on the line for Jaime unless there's money.
Bronn's always been a sellsword since episode 1. Nothing has changed, I don't think.
No, I mean that's all true, but I think what I'm noticing is that there's a balance way more in favor of conversations between him and other Lannisters being dominated by underpinned by finance, by money. Whereas I feel like in other seasons, you just had a lot more genuine conversation with him that, didn't like you already knew that he was around because of the money, but you also kind of felt like he enjoyed being there and he was having like a decent relationship with these other people that wasn't strictly solely based upon money.
But I think to your point, I think Bronn relates more to Jaime. They're both soldiers. They understand what it's like to fight. They have that camaraderie. When you fight battles together, you grow camaraderie. So,
yeah.
A point about this last scene, I noticed it looked like Jaime had PTSD coming out of that water, and nothing.
I'm sure to a certain degree.
He's focused on you better get me that money.
Yeah.
Nothing's killing you. Not a dragon. Not yourself. I'm the only one killing you until you pay me that money. So,
well, it seems like that was the scene where he realized we're fucked. Like, there's no way we can win this. And then we just hear him say that in that scene, right? Like, she has 2 more dragons. Right. And then when he goes and sees Cersei, he's like, they've got the Dothraki, they're insane, and she's got 3 dragons. Like,
they really sell the power of the dragon, and that comes across in scene after scene in this episode. I love it.
Yeah. Speaking of which, next scene, we see Daenerys addressing all of the former Lannister and Tarly men and asking them bend the knee or die.
Step forward, my lord. You will not kneel?
I already have a queen. My sister. She wasn't your queen until recently, though, was she? When she murdered your rightful queen and destroyed House Tyrell for all time. So it appears your allegiances are somewhat flexible.
No easy choices in war. Say what you will about your sister, she was born in Westeros. She's lived here all her life. You, on the other hand, murdered your own father, and chose to support a foreign invader, one with no ties to this land, with an army of savages at her back.
You will not trade your honor for your life. I respect that.
I bent the knee in my.
Dude, what beautiful imagery in that scene too, man. With just the dragon just sitting in the back, like on top of that hillside, and her just standing there with the Dothraki. Dude, that was epic. Yeah,
it was moving, man.
She tells them to bend the knee, and only a couple chicken shits do it, right?
Yeah.
Then Drogon roars at him.
Yeah,
so epic, so
epic.
Yeah.
And they got the noise down too. Like the actual roar of the dragon feels like so authentic. It's like the most authentic fake animal noise I've heard since the T-Rex from Jurassic Park.
Dude,
you know what I mean?
Nailed it with the voice, the CG, everything with the dragons this season have been on point. The money is on the screen. We see it. It's awesome.
And then Rickon Tarly. Oh, I mean Dickon. Excuse me.
Dickon.
Gets roasted alive voluntarily.
Right?
Yeah.
His father too.
Yeah.
Like, as proud as his dad is, even his dad was like, "Hey, what the fuck are you doing? Sit down, boy."
Right.
And but Dickon, I think, is taking all the wrong lessons from Randall, and his house is going to suffer for it.
But who cares? His name's Dickon, so who cares?
Tyrion tried to spare their lives. I mean, he tried to tell Dany, put him in a dark cell. Let's a couple of weeks in a dark cell, they'll come around, and she's like, this is it. It's your chance now or never. And I think there's a lot of symbolism here about her and her father.
It's just going back to what I said before. I think she's more and more like Cersei, just ruthless, I think she's more paralleled with Cersei than her dad, just because we've seen more behavior from both. But yeah, well, I think that just kind of proves it.
Well, I think the spectrum is more like Cersei and Aerys on one side and Jon Snow on the other, and she's definitely bending towards her dad and Cersei, right, in terms of ruthlessness. What was epic was just how those bodies roasted.
Yeah,
disintegrated.
Yeah, amazing.
Yeah, and you see the two flames just sitting there with the men kneeling behind it. That was awesome.
Ash, yeah,
but dude, it was so cool too, because now I guess Sam's the head of House Tarly.
Exactly,
I guess Sam's in charge.
What's the logistics behind that? Didn't he give up his name and everything as when he joined the Watch?
Well, so that's the thing, right? If he can somehow be let go of the Watch, then he can be Samuel, like the Tarly man, or his little son. They'll send him back. And they'll raise him to be king, like maybe the next little Joffrey or something. Cool. Next scene, Jaime comes back and he's like, "Cersei, we're fucked.
Yeah,
got it out. We gotta stop." And then tells her that BT Dubs, Olenna killed our child.
One of my favorite parts of the scene was the numbers behind the war. I like how Cersei asked him, how many of our men have died in this battle? Mm-hmm. And he's like, we're still counting. It's like so high up there, you have no idea. Is this a
And it's not like you have a body count either. You don't have like a pile of bodies. It's just ash.
Yeah.
Which I love too, that the Tarly men were covered in ash, like the Tarly Lannisters. And they weren't covered in blood like you normally see after a battle. They were covered in ash this time, which was really cool.
Yeah, because I think the Lannisters and House, Tyrell / Tarly are known for their bright armor. You couldn't see any of it. It's all just dust, ash, and death.
Yeah, yeah.
A quick point back to the numbers of war. Cersei mentions we can buy sellswords, and Jaime reiterates how impressive the Dothraki are. Because to me, I didn't really have an idea of how they would compare to a Westerosi army, and now we know they would annihilate any Westerosi army. It's a sport to them, Jaime said. So
it's just like what Robert Baratheon said, right? And on the first season, he was like, no. I think you guys mentioned before, like no Westerosi army could fight a Dothraki. Now it wasn't hyperbole.
Yeah,
totally. Next scene, probably one of the most meaningful scenes, at least this season.
Oh yeah.
The dragon shows up. Yeah, and they zoom in on its eye, right? Like, what else could they be telling us if not for, hey, you smell familiar?
Yeah.
You don't smell really like a Stark.
What did that scene tell you guys? I mean, besides the obvious.
Are
they just going to ride a dragon by the end of this series?
I don't think that. I mean, so. It's possible. In my opinion, this was just to show, maybe like draw a deeper connection between General Targaryens and dragons. Dragons. And then it obviously, like, they showed a lot of Daenerys in this scene.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's also helping build their relationship, which seems to have turned up quite the heat.
But that's so confusing to me, man, because like that they're siblings and they are kind of building this up, and then
she's his aunt.
That's his
and
aunt.
Does she know about it?
Yeah.
Oh, it's his aunt. Sorry, this is aunt.
Yeah.
But then you know that they're related, but then at the same, does she know that like Drogon can kind of pick up on him being a Targaryen? Is that what she's sniffing out of that scene too, or is she just like, Drogon's down, maybe I'm kind of down too?
No, I think she's like, there's something special about this guy.
Yeah, I think it
in a romantic way.
Possibly.
I think it proves to us how brave Jon really is. I mean, this dude has died and come back to life. This dragon is nothing to him. I mean, I think any other man would probably get down on a knee or take a step back. This dude takes his gloves off and steps forward to a dragon.
Yeah.
And that sigh when he touches a dragon kind of shows dude, the acting in this scene with him and Danny. And Danny's over there peering. What's going on down there, huh? Drogon?
Drogon's acting. It was amazing.
Moving her head around.
Good. And again, the
Drogon's acting.
the CG in the scene, breathtaking.
Dude, the sound he makes, like that like kind of whimpered breathing he makes when he's really close to, like when you can like hear the air wisping out of his huge nostril, like right next to Jon's face. Like that was so good.
I think also key is that ballista didn't do much damage to Drogon. He seems to be okay.
Yeah.
Flying around with his brothers. So.
Yeah, they built that up like that was gonna kill him, and then like they built up this machine as like the ultimate weapon. And then, like, after one scene, even Jamie's like, yeah, that thing sucks. You know, we're screwed.
Yeah.
No, I'm sure that if they were to hit a dragon in the head, it would take it out. But
or through the eye.
Yeah. Or through the eye. But yeah. And then the scene ends with two other kind of important points. Mm-hmm. She brings up again, Davos said that you took a knife to the heart. And am I just to believe that that's figurative? And then before Jon can answer, guess who shows up?
Yeah. Fucking yeah! Who shows up to ruin that amazing scene? That amazing dialogue? Who fucking shows up? Jorah. Jorah shows up. Fucking Jorah. Good. I'm glad he's back. Yeah.
Fucking wet
Jorah.
Blanket.
Dude, this scene was awesome. It was touching. Y'all are haters, man. Jeez.
No, he's so boring, dude. He's so boring.
You bite your tongue.
I mean, I respect that you like him. He sucks.
Okay. So next scene, we see Bran warging into a flock of ravens. And spying on the White Walkers.
Super cool concept. I love it.
Yeah.
It's like a drone. Yeah. He can just go through any raven he wants and see the whole world. It's awesome. Conceptually, it's awesome.
Yeah.
And yeah, the minute that he recognizes the White King looking at him, he still shits himself, even though he's in the air hundreds of miles away.
Yeah, what were you supposed to take?
He still freaks out.
Is that magic? What is that?
What is what?
The Night King, when he looks at the ravens, he knows that's Bran or the three-eyed raven, and he has powers to make the ravens or to kick Bran out of the raven's body and they flee.
Oh no, I think Bran got scared.
Okay, got it.
I think. So. Maybe I'm misreading that then, but I got the impression that he was like, "Oh shit!" Yeah, he sees me, and then he bailed. And then that leads us to Old Town, where they receive the raven that Bran has sent, I assume, all over the place, asking for people and telling them we have to fight the White Walkers.
That's not Bran.
Is that Bran?
No, I know. That's the start. That's just the general start.
That's just
Yeah, I don't think
that was cool.
The Maesters are really convinced, right? They kind of say they look into it, but no one really buys it.
Yeah. But I love how vocal Sam is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. I love how he's like stepping up. You know, he's not there just to lay over and just do the dirty work. He's just like, you know, he'll speak up. You know, he believes in the cause. He knows why he's there. I thought that was really cool.
He really presented his case, saying if you guys would send a raven to all the Maesters, everyone would probably send their armies north.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And of course, these rational guys, they're thinking, no, clearly what's more likely is that this is a fake raven, right? Because you would think that if that was like a problem, that would be a problem that comes up all the time.
Right.
Like no maester would ever read a raven being like, this must be real, right?
Dude, there's fake news in Westeros. That's crazy.
Right? It's got to be everywhere.
Fake news everywhere,
people. Yeah.
But, I mean, you have to kind of understand that where they're coming from, and is a little bit logical in the times they are in now with so much chaos. It could be a lot of legit fake news, as you guys were just mentioned a second ago.
Yeah, but so I was curious
because it's fake news.
Well, because you guys know more than I do that they had like little chatter like after Sam left, and it was like they were like mentioning other like fake news that they got before, like other claims that were fake. Did you guys pick up on any of that? Was any of that real? Did they like overlook something that was like a legit threat in the past, or I just don't know enough of the lore.
There wasn't any real gold there. It was just kind of referencing other maesters that have predicted the long night and it didn't come to fruition. I don't think there's any golden nugget or anything there for the viewers.
I think those are references from the books
right.
of like conversations overheard throughout the entire books of just people talking about like, oh yeah, well I heard that this god was going to come back and do this thing, or I heard, you know, that guy says he was a child, descended from the children of the forest, right? Like I'm sure that shit is actually real given how much magical shit happens in this world, right?
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think any of those were of any significance to us as show watchers.
Right.
Okay. Darn, I was hoping there'd be like a little Easter egg in there.
So next scene, Tyrion and Varys talk about the scroll that they got for Jon, and Varys talks about how even though he was never executing people, he had to tell himself that he wasn't complicit in order to just kind of feel not terrible, I guess, about what he was doing.
Yeah. Really cool, not cool side, but really sympathetic side of Varys. You kind of feel for him a little bit.
Yeah, first off, I love those exchanges between Tyrion and Varys. Like their conversations are always amazing.
Yeah.
And they're always witty as hell.
Yep.
And but what I loved about that scene too was, you know, so Varys is talking about him like justifying in his head all these people burning. Even though he didn't really do it, he was part of it. And so he's obviously doing that to kind of sympathize with Tyrion at that moment too, because Tyrion did the same thing, try to prevent these guys from getting killed, and they just got executed right in his face. So to me, that also like says that, you know, Tyrion's starting to have some doubts about Dany and her, you know, her loyalty or her honor and valor, I guess, because you know she's starting to become a little bit of a ruthless queen too, and I think he's kind of questioning. Yeah.
I don't know if it's her honor or valor or her temperament. I think they want to tame her temperament so she doesn't become another Mad King Aerys. So
yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Again, like you said, Jason, the scene was gold. Like their back and forth is really fun to listen to. And when Tyrion's like, "Did you like?" Note, you know.
Yeah.
Really
like, did you read it? Like, no, it's a signed scroll. He's like, well, what did it say?
So what?
It always says nothing good.
It's really good.
I love that.
And then we get to learn exactly what it says because they go to the war room and Jon says, oh shit, Arya's alive, Bran's alive, and they need some people.
Right.
Yeah, and then here they plot to do something that they should have done from the fucking moment they realized White Walkers were alive, which is capture a White and send it to King's Landing. That
part of the idea is great. I don't really understand part 2. Why would she want an armistice when she has upper hand? I understand why Cersei would agree to this deal, but I don't understand why Dany would want to do this deal right now.
As a measure of trust, because it's very easy for her to say like, hey, Cersei, let's have a truce until we can kill the White Walkers, because that only just makes it easier for Daenerys to take the rest of the kingdom, right? 7 kingdoms, as easy as it already is, right? So I think there's reasons for both of them to distrust each other and kind of require an explicit truce before things can progress.
It's just kind of it's a strange idea. Just I don't know. It just feels a little off. I mean, I think it's kind of in theory it's a good idea, but yeah, why just go grab one walker? I don't know, risk your life and potentially take. I mean, what are you going to find? Just like one just wandering around, you know, just taking shit in the woods, and then they're going to get that one.
It would be cool if they could like somehow come up with some Valyrian steel handcuffs so they could hogtie a White Walker.
Okay.
I doubt that that's going to happen, but they're probably just going to capture a White. And if I recall correctly, Alistair Thorne took back the hand of a White. And this may not have been in the show, but it was definitely in the books. Yeah. And by the time he gets to King's Landing, it's already rotten away and it stopped twitching, right? Which completely defeats the purpose. Right. So they need to like FedEx that on the back of a dragon immediately back to King's Landing the minute they get it.
Right.
Like Air Express.
Yeah. Well, it's
overnight ship that shit. Amazon Prime it. Prime drone delivery right now.
Yeah. There's also a lot of undertones of Dany's sadness to see Jon leaving. So they're really building this love. They're trying to make it seem like a love triangle for people in the room, but we know as a viewer that Dany has her eyes on Jon. And her acting was awesome, dude. A lot with her eyes. Really, really well done.
Yeah, I love that. It looked like she kind of like Jon like overpowered Jorah in that scene because she's saying goodbye and she's like keeping eye contact, holding on to Jorah. And then like Jon walks by and it's like, boom, forget about Jorah. She's like, oh, don't leave. I'm starting to like you.
She's like, oh, I didn't give you permission to leave. And he's like, with all due respect, my grace, I don't need your fucking permission. Yeah. I'm a king. The king of the north.
I'm the only one here who knows them.
I haven't given you permission to leave.
With respect, Your Grace, I don't need your permission. I am a king. Now, I came here knowing that you could have your men behead me or your dragons burn me alive. I put my trust in you, a stranger, because I knew it was the best chance for my people, for all our people. Now I'm asking you to trust in a stranger, because it's our best chance.
It's crazy because he is actually the rightful king based on lineage.
Yeah.
Maybe Drogon will kill Daenerys and switch sides.
Nah.
He'll be like, no.
No way. Come on. No way.
That was so egregious. I'm cutting that out of the podcast.
Well, little do you guys know, I read that that's exactly what happens in the season this week. So, sorry.
Shit.
Spoiler alert for y'all.
All right. No point in watching the season.
I know.
Then we see Arya. I think Arya is pretty much outright saying, like, I think you're in this for the power. Because
cover your own ass.
Yeah, or at least, right? Because later when they retreat to the chambers, Sansa's like room, Arya pretty much says, you know, have you thought about what you would have to do if Jon didn't come back? Or, you know, are you gaining these guys' favor for when Jon doesn't come back? You know, so that I guess implicitly saying that they'll anoint her. And she's like, I can tell you're thinking about it, right?
Yeah.
It's fucked up. You know it's fucked up, but you're thinking about it.
Does she deny it?
Yeah.
Not really.
Yeah.
No, she doesn't deny it.
She knows.
But I think Arya is being too harsh, man. I mean, I think the show is trying to build to Sansa being like the kind of greedy and has like a bit of that power hunger in her. But I don't know. It hasn't really played out that much this season or last. I mean, she kind of tests Jon, but I think of it more as like siblings kind of going back and forth and less Sansa trying to undermine Jon. And I mean, Arya just got to Winterfell, you know, so it's kind of weird that she's already talking shit. You know, I mean, Sansa's there, and she made a good point because Arya got mad at her because she was saying that you know, the other lords were dissing Jon and she wasn't backing him up. But I mean, you know, Sansa's right. No, we can't just shut them off and then shut them out. Right. You know, we need their support, and if they're gonna grieve, you know, I gotta listen to it. So I don't know. I thought I was on Sansa's side during that.
Yeah, she's playing the politics, playing Game of Thrones. Yeah. She's smart.
Yeah, and she's also telling Arya, "It's like, bitch, you don't know what I've been through. You don't know me."
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So next scene, we get Bronn linking up Tyrion and Jaime.
Bronn, yeah, that was cool.
So crazy. Yeah.
I actually bought it. I thought they were down there to train.
Yeah.
And after a second, I was like, wait a second. Yeah. Really awesome. They walked by all those dragon skulls, give us more perspective of size of dragons and stuff like that. But
yeah,
the scene was great, man. Tyrion really tries to sell why he killed his father. I mean, you feel for him. It's really sad.
And Jaime's still pissed.
His face, he sells it so well. Yeah.
But then delivers the plan, right? Tell him, saying, Daenerys doesn't want you to bend the knee. Not yet.
Right.
But we have something more important. And then we see, finally.
Wait, I think we're missing a scene.
No,
we're missing a scene where they come ashore. Remember with Davos and Tyrion come ashore and they get into that?
Well, I mean, I
Yeah.
skipped it because there's like nothing happening.
No, I actually like that scene really quick because
No, go ahead.
Davos just casually mentions that Tyrion killed his son with
Yeah.
wildfire
Right.
the last time there, and that was just kind of like, yeah, it was so casual, you know. Tyrion, what did Tyrion say? He was like, last time I was here, you know, something happened, I was fleeing, and then he's like, yeah, last time I was here, you killed my son.
Right.
Just all right, move on. Next, it's just wow.
Super.
Davos
awkward.
is like becoming one of my favorite characters, one of the
He's-
funniest characters.
Had some
Yeah.
good one-liners. This episode is really funny.
Yeah.
Oh, he's got great one-liners throughout the whole show.
The
he's
whole
just
show.
always that stoic old man. who's just
Kind of clueless.
dropping truth bombs on everybody.
Yeah. All right, sorry,
And then
move on.
no, and finally we get to see fucking Gendry again.
Yeah.
Everybody has been teasing it for a long time. Like, when is that guy going to stop rowing?
I
And
love
when
it.
are we going to find him ashore somewhere?
The showrunner.
And I love how he
was
wasn't in any cutscene in the beginning of the episodes either. So it wasn't like hinted at you like that he was going to be. Yeah, I love it. It was just total surprise. Even though you kind of knew when he was like, I got business in Flea Bottom. You know, I kind of guessed what he was doing. But
Oh, I had no idea.
Yeah, this,
Oh,
What
really?
the fuck is
this
he talking
entire
about?
scene was awesome. You know, from the get-go, when the Onion Knight or Sir Davos was like, if you're gonna try to, or he's like about to present his case to Gendry, and Gendry's like, oh, you want me to come with you? I'm ready. Let's go. Like, no
Yeah.
conversation. Let's just boom. You know.
Ready to roll.
Yeah.
yeah.
I knew, like, I didn't know, but I had a strong feeling when he said, I'm not good with the sword. I was like, dude's about to pick up a hammer. And
Yeah.
that was awesome.
I love that, dude. And again, like a nod to Robert Baratheon. That was his weapon of choice, right?
Right.
He loved the hammer.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He
so it's
killed
so- it's
Rhaegar
so cool.
with a hammer. Yeah.
It was funny
It was
because
epic.
you mentioned the rowing. That's been a meme online for the longest time, and the showrunners like finally addressed it and kind of laughing with us. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And and then the next scene is when they're leaving. They run into two gold cloaks on the beach. Gendry fucks him up, lets us know what he's been doing since he stopped rowing that boat.
Hey guys,
And,
quick question. Back to the premise of the last scene. Why does Davos want Gendry? I mean, besides the loyalty, I don't understand why bring this guy back. I mean, are we just tying up loose ends? I just
I
wrote
think
off
he knows.
Gendry.
I think he knows destruction's coming, and he knows Gendry, and he kind of developed that, you know, father-like relationship with Gendry. So this was his chance to get him out. You know, if Tyrion was going to go meet Jaime, I think he was like, all right, well, if I'm here, I'm going to go grab Gendry. So it wasn't like he was the man for the job. It was just more, you know, this is someone I care about. I need to get him out.
I guess
Yeah,
what
I
I'm
mean,
saying
he-
is like
he's the one who let him go, right? He's the
Right.
one who got him out of the clutches of Stannis and put him on a
Yeah.
boat and said, "Get the fuck out of here before they,
Yeah.
leech your dick off."
I guess what I'm trying to say is, I mean, if Gendry wasn't in this episode, I really wouldn't question why Gendry didn't show up again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's kind of what I'm trying to get at. Not
Yeah,
really
yeah.
his intentions or the purpose of Sir Davos, but story-wise and arc-wise. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
he
why
has
is
to serve a
Gendry-
greater
why is Gendry
purpose.
around?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Because I don't think anybody really expected that we'd see him again. We all
Yeah.
just assumed he lived, he got where he needed to get,
Right.
and that was it.
Lived happily ever after.
Exactly. Yeah. Next scene, epic. Maybe like the most plot forwarding scene I think in this episode was when Jaime talks to Cersei. She knows that he
Oh.
met with Tyrion.
Yep.
And knows that Bronn set it up, and then drops the "You can't leave me, I'm pregnant" bomb.
Wow.
Yeah. God, that was nuts.
Oh, and then tops it off with this nice little cherry saying, "Never betray me again,"
Right.
in like the most threatening manner possible.
Dude, she's scary.
The only thing the
It's
scene
scary.
basically solidified is that Jaime's now forever tied, not forever, or as long as that baby's alive, is tied to Cersei. I wonder if he has to end up killing her and the baby.
I don't. He seems really happy about it, but given how odd and off their relationship has felt for like this whole entire season, yeah, you kind of have to wonder if it's not purely tears of joy that she's pregnant again.
Yeah, all three of the children have died. Another one's on the way. I guess, yeah, it's very happy moment for the both of them.
And you know, it's interesting that the prophecy, Maggie the frog, the witch that Cersei met when she was younger, never mentioned a fourth child. So either they're breaking the mold of the prophecy, or they're
So I don't think that baby's gonna live. I think Jaime's still gonna kill Cersei. It's gonna have to happen with the pregnant while she's pregnant. I don't think that baby's gonna survive, or she's lying about it the whole time. She's pretty nonchalant about how she. She's pretty nonchalant how she introduced it. She just put her hand over her stomach so softly, and that was it. So I don't know. I feel like as crazy as she is, she would have made a bigger deal about her legacy. But yeah, I don't know. I don't think there's a baby coming.
Sonny, to your point, the fact that she's having this baby, does it kind of now in the back of her mind make her forget about the prophecy and not put as much importance? Do you think she'll be more reckless now and?
No, I think she's gonna do everything that she's always done because I think like that prophecy is part of her, but she might be feeling better about it, thinking that like, oh well, Maggie didn't see this shit coming. Right. So yeah, but
that's a good point. She knows. She knows the prophecy better than anybody. So I wonder what she's really.
She's the only one
she is pregnant.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. But you know what I mean, okay? But imagine what is she thinking about? If she is pregnant, what would that mean for her? Or does she just like you said, I don't really give a fuck anymore. This baby's not going to come because the prophecy didn't say, or maybe she beat fate.
Yeah, and Jason, to your earlier point, they've gone full Targaryen with the Lannisters. They're openly incestuous now, so I think it's come full circle with that analogy of her being like Ares as well.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, I never thought of that connection.
Yeah.
And the next scene, so epic. The ball's on this guy. Gendry meets Jon. Jon says, "You're a lot leaner than your dad," and he says, "You're a lot shorter than your dad."
So good, yeah.
This is Prince Gendry, Your Grace. I'm Robert Baratheon's son, bastard son.
He was meant to keep that to himself.
Our fathers trusted each other. Why shouldn't we?
I saw your father once at Winterfell.
I met yours. In my shop.
You're a lot leaner.
You're a lot shorter.
I love the smile Jon gives him too.
Yeah.
He's just like,
This whole scene with the both of these guys, the interaction completely makes up for the question I guess earlier about what his purpose was. If his only purpose was for this amazing scene between him and Jon, it was well worth it in my eyes. It was a really good exchange between the two of them.
And says that we've missed you, but please come back. And then he hands him a coin. Do you guys remember how they came to be in possession of this coin? Because I don't.
Only from his story. I don't remember the scene exactly from the show.
Exactly. Okay. And then Jorah says goodbye to Daenerys. But then Jon rolls up, and you definitely get the feeling that they're trying to sell us on a love triangle.
Oh yeah,
Jorah maybe even knows.
Yeah. I'm bought in, sir. I bought in shares. I'm on the Dany and Jon Island. I'm the only one here on this podcast, I think, waiting for you guys to come on.
I don't know. It still seems weird.
Not to me.
Not to you. Marrying your aunt sounds totally cool to you.
Totally.
I mean, we all want it to happen. They're like the two coolest characters, but
you guys all want to bang your aunts? You guys are weird.
No. What do you say to that? I don't even know.
Yeah, I have no response.
You say no. I don't want to bang my aunts. That's what you say. That's the only right answer.
That is true. Yeah. That is what you say. You're right. Yeah. No, I don't.
But it's a good thing that they got boxes of Dragonglass, right? So hopefully we'll see that put to good use before the end of the season. But we don't know. Yeah, and then there's this weird set of shots where Tyrion is looking at Daenerys and then looking at them leaving. And then you see Jorah looking back at Daenerys. Mm-hmm. But Daenerys was already looking in that direction at Jon when Jon turned around and left, you know? So,
Everyone knows it. Everyone knows it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Hey, everybody can see it blossoming except for them. Is that
honestly, it's sad to see them part, though, you know, because I like their chemistry and I like their conversations, and I wanted them to kind of get further into it, and I wanted them to kind of connect the dots of, you know, how they're weirdly related or weirdly similar. So I don't know, it's kind of upsetting to see them depart. I don't know. I like those scenes together.
Yeah, the John Danny arc is probably one of the highlights of this entire season.
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
agreed.
I'll accept.
You'll allow it?
Disagree.
Okay.
I'll allow it. Yeah. But I'll if I can think of a reason why I disagree, then I'll let you know.
Oh, okay, great. So
we'll
you're just
be
disagreeing with me for no reason at
We'll
this
be
point.
Yeah.
No, I have a reason. I just can't articulate
nice.
it, and I'm not gonna waste everybody's time. All right. Whatever. Anyway, next scene. Gilly is nagging Sam while he's trying to get some work done, as women do.
Yeah.
And hilarious joke. Do you know how many windows there are in the SEPTA Baylor? None, maybe.
Yeah, that was pretty funny. But I love when she mentions like the bowel movements and the look that Sam gives as like a nod to that one sequence that we saw Sam just cleaning all of the. Yeah, that was awesome.
That's a good.
That's why he's not about that shit story.
That's so good. Yeah.
Yeah, that was great.
And I'm sure you guys caught what she was reading, although Sam didn't, right?
Biggest throwaway right there.
Yeah. Prince Rhaegar got an annulment and had a secret wedding ceremony in the same ceremony in Dorne. Mm-hmm. And we all know who that was too.
Right.
But what is the significance of them actually having been married? I guess, does that make Jon officially...
He's legitimate.
Like a legitimate Targaryen, right? Not even a bastard Targaryen.
Nope.
How crazy would that be that he's a double bastard?
Cool.
He's like Ned Stark's bastard, except not really, but also Rhaegar's bastard.
Based on that, PEMDAS that cancels out and he becomes the true heir.
Yeah, exactly.
Man, and I could have sworn in this scene when Sam grabs his coat, I was like, that's it. He's done. He's done with Gilly. He's out. He's leaving them and that kid behind, and he's going home. But unfortunately, I was wrong.
They did grab that book that Gilly was reading, though. The one with Prince Rhaegar. They did grab that book.
How do you know?
He puts it in front of the child that's with them. He takes it in front of Lily and puts it in front of them.
Oh, yeah.
Gotcha.
Or was it the book he was writing?
Already transcribed. Well, yeah, I'm not sure.
Or was that the book he was doing? Was he copying that book?
He was copying a different book. I mean, the book was facing him. You see him pick up the book. It's facing her, and then turn around and put it in. I mean, rewatch the scene, and you can kind of pick up on that.
Okay.
Where do you think he's going? What's his plan? What's he doing?
Yeah, he's either heading back to the wall or he's heading back to his house.
Yeah.
But
He
I'm
picked up
guessing
5
the
or 6
wall.
books. I don't know how many books he picked up. I don't know why he thinks that he has all the information he needs to just move on.
I don't know. He just picked up random scrolls.
Right.
He was just like reaching up on this top counter. Oh yeah, this looks good.
It's so dark.
Puts him in his bag.
Yeah. I'm really curious to see where he's going because this is the most I've been intrigued of Sam's storyline.
I think he's going home, and then he's going to find out that his father and brother are dead, and he's kind of the only male to be left. I think that's going to be his dilemma: is what to do there. Yeah. How does he take care of his house versus how does he go and talk to Jon and communicate and be a part of the war? Because remember what he said when he left? He's like, I'm tired of reading about the accomplishments of better men.
Yeah.
So which is what his dad said to him, right?
Right.
Before he left to Old Town. It's just like, you're going to become a maester just reading the accomplishments of better men.
Yeah.
So it was nice that he said that because like maybe he does feel like a sense of his own personal fate, like that he can be more than just, the Samuel Tarly, who's just a supporting character. Yeah, exactly.
The obvious decision for him, or the path he takes, is he goes home, claims his home, takes any of the remaining soldiers that are, that are left, and goes north. I can't think.
Yeah, but he has no claim, right?
He has no. I mean, yeah, you're right.
Because he gave up all his lordships and shit. Maybe he drops Gilly and the kid off, and then they will rule or something. I don't know.
I just feel like all bets are off. All rules are off. Jon will pardon him or something. Jon left, and he's a king now. I don't know. But I guess he didn't really leave.
Right. So we're down, I think, to the last 2 scenes. Yeah. So Arya is spying on Littlefinger, who first meets with some, I guess, help in the dog kennels. Then has a secret conversation with Robert Glover and And the guy from the Vale,
Right.
who always reminds you, the Knights of the Vale came here for you, Sansa. And then gets the scroll from Maester Wilkin or whatever. That if you pause the screen, you can get the gist of. And so it says it's the letter from Sansa to her brother Robb, I guess right when they executed Ned, saying Ned tried taking the throne, bend the knee to Joffrey.
Yeah.
Right? And so I guess that's supposed to tell us, or like give Arya more fuel for the Sansa is a greedy bitch fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When did the tables flip in this whole scene? You think that Arya's the one watching, and you believe it to a certain point, but I mean, I didn't think Littlefinger had any idea that he was being watched when he was in the stable. Do you think the scene flipped when she started creeping outside of his room, or like, because what we find out at the end of the scene is that Littlefinger predicted this was going to happen the whole time. He set it all up. He was in control of Arya's decisions. But
I think it was right when they saw in the dog kennel.
Yeah, because he looks off in the same area that Arya was standing in. I think either then realizing that he's being spied on, or realizing, sweet, she's falling for it, and then continues doing his stuff.
Yeah, again, this whole scene was I was confused a little bit by it, and just confused as to what his long game is. I understand what his short game is to cause chaos between Arya and Sansa and kind of sweep in and get some sort of power leverage there. But what is Littlefinger doing here? Like, what is his motivation? I don't get it, man.
No, I think he's just trying to drive a wedge between them.
Yeah.
But what I don't understand is if that's the case, like, what does he actually get out of it?
Yeah,
like, does he assume that if Sansa's not as close to Arya, that she'll be closer to him?
Right.
Yeah, well, neither of them like him, and Jon doesn't like him, and nobody likes him. So I think his only plan is to somehow find information or cause a rift, and then go back to Cersei and try to, I don't know, attach to Cersei now because he has all this information, and I don't know. That would be the only recruit. But it looks like Cersei's going to lose the war too. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know what he's doing.
Yeah,
and I feel like it's kind of a weird scene too because it annoys me that Arya is like such a badass, and then but she gets outwitted by Littlefinger so easily, and it just like that just bothers me. It's like we made her out to be this badass.
I'm sure that she could spy circles around Littlefinger, but he's been doing it for way longer than her.
Yeah,
so I'm sure she's
shit at playing the Game of Thrones, but she's really good at sneaking around and assassinating people. I think that's her only skill set. But
yeah, but she apparently sucks at sneaking around because Littlefinger caught her right away.
Clearly. Go at the window or something, right?
Yeah, just be sneaky about it. Put on a different face. You know how to do that. Be somebody else.
Right?
Yeah. Why isn't she snooping around that way?
Cool. And then the last scene, which is definitely setting up for the next episode, which I guess you guys wouldn't know because you don't watch the promos.
I watched it.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah, I watched it.
Well, so they get back to Eastwatch. I guess technically it would be out of the way to go back to Winterfell if you look at a map, but I would have expected that they would have dropped off there before heading to Eastwatch. But anyways, they, I guess, row all the way there or sail all the way there. Mm-hmm. And everybody seems to know everybody else. Like Gendry recognizes the Brotherhood. Jon recognizes the Hound. Thoros recognizes
Jorah.
Tormund recognizes Jorah's name.
Right.
And so they're all like, all right, cool. We all seem to know each other.
How did Jorah and Thoros know each other? I was confused at that one.
I'm not sure
backstory, maybe from the books.
No, they fought. No, he killed him, right? He mentions that whenever he gets resurrected before, he's just like, yeah, I think he mentioned Jorah fighting him, and maybe Jorah killed him in the past. And that was one of the times he got resurrected. I could be wrong, but that's what I thought it was.
Okay. Sonny, can you confirm that?
I'm not sure. Okay, so Jorah and Thoros know each other because Jorah and Thoros both raided Pike, and Thoros was quote unquote waving his flaming sword around. Yeah, which I think is a euphemism, but I can't be certain.
Yeah, this is like the gang gets back together scene. Everyone knows everyone in some way, and they're all badasses in their own right. And they're about to do probably
I love
the
how,
Suicide Squad.
I love how anytime Barrick starts talking about the Lord of Light, the Hound is there to say, "Shut the fuck up about the Lord of Light." God.
It doesn't matter what we think our reasons are. There's a greater purpose at work. And we serve it together, whether we know it or not. We may take the steps, but the Lord of Light
For
clears
fuck's sake, will you shut your hole? Are we coming with you or not?
We've heard enough
Does he
of
call
your
anyone?
shit.
Does he call anyone a cunt in this?
So in that scene, John and Barrick are the two ones that have been brought back to life. Barrick multiple times, right?
Yep, but I don't think either of them know it about the other yet.
Got it.
So I'll be looking forward to that scene probably next episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that pretty much concludes the scene. I love Tormund asks him, "Did you bring the big lady?"
Yeah.
No. And then Davos says, "Oh, I think I'd be pretty useless out there." Or I think I'm useless out there. And Tormund's like, "You are."
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah,
He's
everybody's
great,
on the
man.
same page.
Yep. And the show ends with them all walking past the wall, right?
Yeah, and it's like way more windy and snowy than like it's ever been outside the wall. Conveniently enough.
Yeah.
Because winter is here.
Winter's here, and the Night's Watch, or the Night's, what are they called? The Dead? What's their army called?
The Army of the Dead.
Army of the Dead.
Army of the
They're
Dead.
slowly making their way down. It was funny.
Still haven't hit the wall yet.
There's a graphic on Reddit about all the places John's traveled and how far the White Walkers have gotten. They've gotten like a grand total of 2 miles, and John's gone up and down. Back and forth. It's awesome.
Yeah, they're seriously taking their sweet ass time. It's probably like herding cattle.
Exactly.
The whites just kind of like walk off, and maybe that's how they'll find one of the whites. Like the whites, they were grazing, and then they were just like, "Wait, where did everybody go?" And now they're just wandering north of the wall all by themselves.
Right.
I hope they do an episode just from the perspective of the White Walkers, so we can really learn about them and just understand them. You know, just
a whole episode where they're just like, ah!
Yeah, they're just staring at each other with their big blue eyes. Yeah, just so we can get to know them a little bit before the battle, the big battle.
Too good.
That was really funny.
All right. Well, what can you guys not wait to see this next episode?
I have a feeling the entire next episode will be north of the wall. I'm excited to see
sincerely
John
hope so.
Kick some ass. I'm ready for it, man. I don't know. I don't have really any expectations. I don't know what white they're gonna capture. There's rumors that maybe one of them will die and they take one of them back. So, a lot of possibilities here. I mean, they could all die, but I don't see John dying. I mean, his plot armor's too thick. But yeah, man, I have no idea.
There's like theories that so in the books, Catelyn Stark is the one who's brought back and joins the Brotherhood, right? She becomes Lady Stoneheart.
Yeah.
And the way she's brought back is that Beric, like they recover her body and Beric gives her a kiss, transferring his life into her. So he dies then. And so there's a theory floating around that Beric, I guess we'll make out with John if John dies, and then Beric will die and John will come back. So now that I say that out loud, it doesn't make too much sense, but it's possible that Beric will give up his life to save John. If John,
I don't think it's believable John dies on screen more than once.
Yeah? You think it just takes it away?
Takes it away.
Yeah.
Maybe.
But I don't know. I think what's cool about the show or this season is there's no one thing I'm looking forward to. I just know that the next episode is going to be full of stuff again, and that's the most exciting thing. Is there's no one, because I feel we're going to find out next week about the relationship between the crew that goes north of the wall. And we're going to see that, and I feel next episode we're going to learn a little bit about Sam, and then we're going to see more with Sansa and Arya. I mean, we're going to see everything because they're just giving it all to us right now, and it's just so that's the most exciting thing.
Yeah. Fuck. Fuck.